I talk a lot about garbage people in Hollywood. It's almost all of them. But it's rare that I get a chance to talk about a dude posting his W, a good guy. And a news story came out today about Keanu Reeves that just proves he's the absolute king, an absolute Chad, and one of the few people in Hollywood that I greatly respect. And this isn't even the first time that he's done something like this. Keanu Reeves has a long history of treating people around him extraordinarily well. He also is the master of the hover hand. It's one of the best hover hands I've ever seen. If you just look at pictures, you can see every hug he's ever given. Keanu Reeves hover hand. Here's a gallery of it. Boom. He doesn't put his hand here. He's with two beautiful women. I think this is at that Terran Tactical hover handing. It's just it's really, he's just smart. Boom. Hover hand. He's not grabbing on anything. He also, if we look at it, he also donated very expensive watches. All of his stuntmen got super expensive Rolex watches. I'm sure most of us will probably never be able to own something like that, but they're many thousands of dollars, I'm sure. He gave them customized Rolex Submariners, giving his stuntmen, I'm a Rolex man myself, I enjoy it too much, blah, 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 blah. Gave them Rolexes. I have no idea how much they cost, but I'm guessing in the thousands. Maybe I'm just wrong about that. He also gave $75 million. Keanu Reeves generously gave away $75 million of his Matrix earnings to the crew. The plebs. Keanu Reeves is known for his humility, where most celebrities have a reputation for thinking they are above everyone else. Reeves seemed to have shown time and time again that he considers himself just like many of the average folks. He once perfectly showed how humble he was during a press conference in 2019 for John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, according to Jakarta Post, when he was asked about the reports that he gave up his profits from The Matrix to help his production crew. Reeves did not hype up his charitable action. Instead, he went the opposite route. Experienced movie and television fanatics may this, but back end points to correspond to a percentage of earnings from the movie of the or television show. So basically, if the movie makes a profit, the star who have back end, it's talking about back end profits, get bigger pieces. Reeves gave away a large chunk of his back end points for The Matrix to the special effects and costume design crews. Given the fact that a lot of the Matrix is known for cool effects and sleek costumes, it made sense. $75 million. Keanu reported line up giving away an estimated $75 million. Each member of these teams received $1 million per person, instantly making them all millionaires. But Keanu didn't stop at just the special effects and costume teams. He also gave the entire stunt team on The Matrix Harley-Davidson motorcycles. I'd rather people didn't know all that, Reeves said. It was a private transaction. It was something I could afford to do, a worthwhile thing to do. I don't know what the salaries are, but if you're just like a costume person on a movie set, I can't imagine you make more than $100,000 a year. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's a really high-paying position, but I don't think there's anybody watching this video or anybody filming this video whose life wouldn't be completely changed by a check for $1 million. And Keanu Reeves did that without doing what most people do. And he didn't run a press conference about it. He didn't run around the internet and telling everyone he did it. One Redditor pointed out, a family friend builds movie sets, doesn't design, is one of the poor dudes that just builds. Anyway, he worked on the set for The Matrix, and Keanu heard about family trouble he was having and gave him a $20,000 Christmas bonus to help him out. He was also one of the only people on the set who genuinely wanted to know people's names, would say hello, and he meant it, and walk up to people as they were their peers and not below him because they were practically making nothing to build a set. I've never heard anyone say Keanu is a douche. Seems like the nicest person in Hollywood. His generosity on set, willingness to do what it takes, goes way back. When he was cast in 97's Devil's Advocate, Keanu took several $million pay cut to make funds available to get Al Pacino's deal done. He did the same thing for the 2000's The Replacement in order to get Gene Hackman on board. According to Medium, in a 2006 interview, he revealed that he puts more emphasis on other things in life than acquiring wealth. This is why people like Keanu Reeves, and he just did an even better thing. Keanu Reeves donated 70% of his Matrix salary to cancer research. And this is a close-hitting issue for him because he had family affected by it. Kind-hearted Keanu Reeves is known as one of Hollywood's nice guys for a good reason. And it's not just because he flashes a wide smile to the camera and to the camera crew and his makeup team. The Point Break and Speed actor is one of the most generous film stars around. He refuses to keep all his cash to himself because of something quite personal. Keanu is said to be worth a jaw-dropping 275 million euro or pounds. Hasn't let his fame or fortune change him. In fact, he changes other people's life. He is known to have donated 70% of his salary for the first Matrix film to help fund leukemia research. He then went a stage further. He took it upon himself to make a difference simply because his younger sister battled the disease for 10 years. Kim, now 55, was diagnosed with blood cancer in 1991, and he never forgot her battle. Keanu, who reportedly paid $10 million upfront and earned nearly $35 million for the first film in the 99 franchise, was only too happy to write the check. Let's not forget, this is a man who's taken numerous salary cuts so that other actors would be paid more, even gifting stuntmen Harley Davidsons. It's little wonder that he gained a reputation as one of the most charitable and caring stars in Tinseltown. Back in 2019, he told Ladies Home Journal that he has a private foundation that he's been running for 5 or 6 years, and it helps aid a couple of children's hospitals and cancer research. I don't attach my name to it. I just let the foundation do what it does. And this is, quite frankly, true charity. You know, I'm not saying, like, I wouldn't never donation chain. Let's say somebody gave, I don't know, $1 million to some sort of, you know, maybe homeless, to help fight homelessness or something like that. And they made a big deal about it. Maybe they made a big deal about it, and they went, you know, like Amber Heard, for example, you know, made a big deal about it, ran around saying how much money they donated and what a good person they are for donating that money. It doesn't undonate the cash. You know, it's still a good thing. But the fact that Keanu Reeves, as far as I know, has never issued a press release about his donations. He doesn't go out there telling everyone what a great person he is. He just does stuff like this. 70%. It's not like, you know, look, a lot of these people, okay, you're making $10 million, you know, you donate 1% of your pay or 2% of your pay, you can still say you donated a portion of their pay to charity. But 70%? That was $31.5 million of leukemia research, plus all the money he donated to the cast and crew. I mean, it's absolutely, you know, look, and this doesn't make the Matrix Resurrections or Bill and Ted 3 any better, but it's like you're willing to support a guy like this because, you know, he's not a piece of trash. He's not like your typical Hollywood weirdo. He's not running out there looking for everyone to worship him for this stuff. He doesn't talk about it. He doesn't, and you know, and I hope that there are other people in Hollywood that are the same. I sincerely do. But, you know, and maybe we'll never know. You see, you know, Reeves auctioned off a 15-minute Zoom date with himself, and the money was donated to Camp Rainbow Gold, a summer program for Idaho children with cancer. That's a real amount of money that's going to help that place, because it's so, you know, it's not like you donate to, you know, all these streamers line up to give their money to St. Jude's, which I guess, sure, but like that's not an organization that needs fundraising, and $20,000 to St. Jude's is like, you know, pennies on that dollar probably make it there. You give 20 grand to a little, you know, a little program like this, they're going to be able to make real differences. You know, and it's great. You know, huge shout out to Keanu Reeves for continuing to be a beacon of absolute chadness, unlike some other people. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.